So tonight we had the Dallas Wings taking on the New York Liberty in Barclays. Ultimately, the Dallas Wings end up getting that dub, 88-77. Wings up, wings up. I got a lot of notes on this one. Wasn't necessarily pretty, and let's get into it. First off, starting with one of my goats, Paige Beckers. Okay, she played 33 minutes, had 15 points today, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, no steal, 2 block. Not her best day from the field. We still make something shake with double figures. I told y'all I'm always going to leave here with something. I said she'd get at least 15 and did. See when you the GOAT. 4 for 4 free throw, 1 turnover, 1 personal foul. So yeah, kind of my overall takeaways on Paige's performance. I feel like I said this in my preview on my other account, Anastasia250_. But I had a feeling there would definitely be times where they would throw double teams at her and stuff, which they did. You know, pretty much every time she touched the ball, they were double teaming her and they were forcing her to have to give it up. And then they also made her take a lot of really difficult shots and stuff. And so that's kind of just the way it was throughout the whole game. And then I think there was times where she had good looks and they just didn't happen to go in, stuff that she's made like 1,000 times before and everything. But even though it wasn't her best day from the field, what I liked and that I always like from Paige is she always finds other ways to be a contributor out there. You know what I mean? We had 6 assists to only 1 turnover, so great assist to turnover ratio. We get the teammates involved. We dishing it out. So I'm appreciative of those things. I also feel like her defense was really good in this game as well. Had some good moments, just in general, like having some good contests, making them have to take some difficult shots as well. We had 2 blocks in this game. So I feel like that was huge. So just finding other ways to be a contributor with 7 rebounds and all those other things for me. Like I said, one of the biggest things is what do you do when your shot's not falling? You know what I mean? And Paige is not really someone to just like pout and just give up in the game. She's going to find a way to make an impact. And that just shows the kind of player and the kind of leader that Paige is and stuff. So yeah, we found a way to make something shake. We capitalized when we did get to the free throw line. So yeah, like GOAT will be back. There's always the next one. But we still finished with 15, 7, and 6 on and off night. So I thank you. Also, I think I said this in my last review as well, but I think that Jose is finally using her as she's supposed to be used on defense, like off ball and stuff and everything. So I think that that's definitely something that's helped her. And I feel like her last 5 games or so, I feel like she's really come into her own defensively. Like I said, I feel like Paige is a solid defender. She doesn't get enough credit for her defense. But like I said, we found other ways to be a contributor, to make an impact, so I'm happy with that. Also, I have a friend who went to the game. Shout out to you. And then she got a couple clips of Paige for me, so I'll put that here. And then whenever it's AZ section, there's a couple clips, so I'll throw that in as well. Also, here was the pregame fit for Paige I wanted to show. Also, I saw this meme for Paige on Twitter, but it's so funny to say. He trying to ignore it. Me when I be seeing Jose rotation in the game, bro. This is hilarious though, so I wanted to show. Next up, we go on to AZ Bud. She played 34 minutes in this game. She had 12 points today. No rebound, 3 assists, 2 steal. Okay, you see? We getting up there. No block, 46.2% from the field, 6 for 13 shooting, 0 for 4 from 3, no free throws attempted, no turnovers, thank you, 1 personal foul, and then the same with the true shooting. So that was her stats today. And then my friend went to the game, and she's going to have some clips for me. So shout out to you. So I will insert them here so you guys can see that. Also, here's the pregame fit, so wanted to show. Something else for AZ as well is that she's leading all rookies this season in steals, blocks, and threes. She would join Tamika Catchings 2002 as the only rookies in WNBA history to do so, okay? So she has 37 steals and 20 blocks, 38 three-pointers made. So just incredible records for AZ. Her two-way play and how fabulous that she is. Doesn't get talked about enough, so I wanted to highlight that. Something as well for AZ is that AZ Fudd is on pace to record the most steals and blocks by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Already, again, 37 steals and 20 blocks. So a very special season for AZ Fudd. She don't get enough. So my overall takeaways for AZ, I feel like this is a decent game for AZ, you know what I mean? Especially like similar to Paige, she gets a lot of defensive attention and stuff. At times where they were making her give up the ball, at times where they were making her have to take difficult shots and stuff. So you say those things, but she still finds a way to get open and to get her shots off. So that's really credit to her talent, her off-ball movement, conditioning, and things of that nature. So you want to say that. Obviously, I feel like every game she should have at least 15 field goals attempted, you know what I mean? And her natural positions are shooting guard, but she's playing the small forward for this team, and I mentioned those things and everything. So yeah, I definitely think there was times when she was open, they didn't get her the ball, so being frustrated by those things. But you know what? She found a way. She found a way. I feel like the second half, she hit some big shots and everything. And she's just always going to be ready when her number's called. I thought she made a lot of good reads and a lot of good passes and stuff. And just knowing that, so I think that was something that was big for her. So I think that we finished with a decent stat line, just considering if you actually watch the game and the coverage is on her and all that other stuff, and the looks she does get. So I will say that. Also, I feel like there were some opportunities where we had some good looks. They didn't happen to go in, but like I said, I feel like she takes really good shots. You know what I mean? And I feel like second half, we did our thing, so I was happy with that. And then also defense. There was some really good defensive moments she had. There was one where she got the steal on Sabrina, and then she took that for two. I think that might have been in one of the screenshots that I had showed and everything, and just a lot that doesn't show up on the box score as well, because she was really playing some good defense on Sabrina in this game. And those are things that don't always show up on the box score necessarily. But my mutual on Twitter, Thirst T, be making defensive highlights. If you're on Dallas Wings Twitter, you know who that is. But she go to for real. She go to for real. So I be posting those on my basketball account because she lets me. Anastasia loves hoops and all that stuff. So whenever that does come out, I'll try to post that on there. But I thought she played some really good defense on Sabrina. Her ability to be able to switch and guard 1 through to 5 and stuff. Her resilience and stuff. So I just feel like she always finds a way to make an impact on the game offensively. Her defense is really strong in these games. So just love to see it for her. Love to see it for her. So I was happy with it. Also, something I will say quickly for AZ, the fact that she wasn't an all-star, in my opinion, is egregious. You know what I mean? Just for the role that she has on this team, what she's asked to do, how well she's been playing on both ends. So obviously I'm upset about her not being an all-star. And I kind of do feel like Jose not having her start at the beginning of the season definitely had part of it. And for some reason, her PR is bad with the media, which I don't understand because she's a great player. So obviously I disagree with that. I was mad at that. I went live on my other account because it wouldn't let me go live on this one. That's a whole other story and tangent, and kind of have my reaction to that stuff. And so I'll post that live probably tomorrow, but she definitely should have been an all-star for sure. I feel like she was snubbed, but that's my take there. Now let's talk about Enrique. So she played 32 minutes. She had 8 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, no block, 37.5% from the field, 3 for 8 shooting, 0 4 from 3, 2 for 2 free throws, 1 turnover, 4 personal foul, and 45% true shooting. My takeaways on this performance is that she played worse than the stat line would indicate, and I feel like if you watch the game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, we had 4 personal fouls in this game, offensive fouls, and just like dumb stuff that she's doing. The defense, like it's just really backbreaking and stuff. And my entire thing with her is when she's not shooting the ball well, she doesn't do anything else to really contribute. So it's just increasingly frustrating. What she's doing, and the fouling that she was doing, the missed shots, that 1-3 that she took, I forget when it was in the game, but that was just mind-baffling. It really was. And I also feel like we be trying so hard to get Enrique in rhythm in the games that it just throws out the entire offense and stuff, and we be having turnovers off that and everything, but it was like she was a detriment to this game. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what the box score says. If you watched the game, you know what I mean. Like, it's just bad. Her defense is bad. She gets cooked. She fouls too much. She misses shots. She takes bad shots. Like, everything wrong in the name of basketball. Enrique will do those things. So I don't know why she played 32 minutes. Again, I don't know if that's a management thing. I don't know if that's an Jose thing, but he should have subbed her out. He should have subbed her out and kept her on the bench for the rest of the game, for one. For two, if we lost this game, Enrique was going to be a huge part of that and everything. Like, we be winning the games in spite of Enrique and stuff, and that is no hyperbole. Like, it's just, I just don't enjoy watching her play, and it gets to a point for me. Like, bro. Because the way she's been playing, this is a good game for her. Let that sink in. Let that sink in, bro. I'm just tired of watching her play basketball. I'm tired of the mistakes. I'm tired of the selfishness. I'm tired of the bad passing. I'm tired of the fouling. Like, it gets to a point. This is 2 things I gotta show for Enrique. This tweet the other day, it said, "So I snuck into a WNBA game today." This is one of the funniest tweets I've ever seen. I was like, when I first saw this, I was laughing for like 10 minutes. No, I'm sorry. It was too good. This one too, it said, "Breaking news, Enrique Ngumbawale has been seen building a house after $1 million contract." This was too good. Now we continue on. Jessica Shepard, she played 37 minutes, 22 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, #triple-double. This is going to be her 3rd triple-double this season. Nobody else has a triple-double, okay? So player of the game for sure. I want to give Jessica Shepard her flowers tonight. No steal, no block, 68.8% from the field, 11 for 16 shooting, no threes attempted, no free throws, 4 turnover, 3 personal foul, and 68.8% true shooting. Something for Jessica Shepard tonight is that she is now tied for the most 20-point triple doubles in WNBA history. Okay, so things that you love to see, things that you love to see. So yeah, one thing I kind of forgot to say about Paige's section is, like I mentioned, she was double teamed a lot every time the ball touched her hands. And so basically what they did was they kind of just let Jess facilitate a lot in this game. You saw Paige playing off the ball, and Paige has a great ability, and so they just made that adjustment, right? So you saw Jess facilitating a lot of nice looks for everybody. I thought she got to the basket and scored pretty well. This was one of her most efficient games this season as well. Rebound extremely well. So just she had her fingerprints all over this game. Like I said, defensively, I would say since the Connecticut Sun game, she's stepped up her defense and she started trying, because like I said, it's one thing if you try and you get beat, it's another thing not to try. And she was pissing me off with the lack of effort. But the last few games, I think she's turned it around defensively, offensively. I mean, the hub, how we played through her and everything, she's making a lot possible for us as a team. So we definitely don't win without her effort tonight and with this triple double and everything. So it was just huge. It was huge. She's big. So I was happy with it. We go into everybody else. Okay, so Awak played 28 minutes in this game. She had 10 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, no steal, and 3 block, 50% from the field. I thought this was a pretty good game. I thought that she hit some big shots for us, some big threes, rebounded really well with 12 rebounds, 7 assists, great playmaking by her. I thought she had some good moments on defense too. Stewie's really hard to stop. I thought she got a couple stops on her, and just like defensively, like she played hard. I thought this was a really good game, and I think that this is a matchup that's just good for her. You know what I mean? So shout out to her, 50% from the field. Talked about Paige, talked about AZ, Lan. 16 minutes played, 8 points, 5 rebound, 1 steal. Now on to Lan. She played 16 minutes, 8 points, 5 rebound, 1 assist, no steal, no block, and she was 37% from the field. So not her best day shooting it from the field. I think that sometimes you have good looks and they don't go in, like I was talking about earlier. I think she did a lot of positive stuff. I thought that defensively, she was there. She was getting some big rebounds for us and stuff. She was scoring a lot, at the times that she had it, you know what I mean? So I think that all around she had some really good efforts. I feel like the stat line doesn't indicate how good I feel like she was, but I just think that as Lan is getting healthier, you see that confidence start to grow. You see that connection with Paige and AZ. You see good screening. You see good defense. You see good rebounding. You see good moments of scoring and stuff. So yeah, like I was happy with it. Talked about Enrique. Odyssey, 12 minutes played, 8 points, 1 rebound, no assist, no steal, no block, 40% from the field. The decision making, that's what irritates me. And we go into Zaza. So she played 9 minutes, 5 points, and then no other stats, 40% from the field. So I think Zaza's minutes were actually decent. I feel like she should have played more minutes than Enrique, that's for sure. I thought she had some good moments of defense on Sabrina and stuff, some good scoring moments. So I actually liked her minutes. And then here's everyone who did not play for us. I feel like Lee should have had an opportunity to play with that matchup against Honshu. I don't know why that didn't happen. I just now noticed Maddie didn't even play, which I kind of understand. Shooksun not playing is kind of insane to me because I think she could provide something on defense, and Cassandra didn't play. So that's everyone for Dallas. Now we go on to the Liberty. Okay, we start off with Stewie. She played 33 minutes, 29 points, 9 rebound, 4 assists, 1 steal, no block, 62.5% from the field, 10 for 16 shooting, 0-3 from 3, 9 for 11 free throws, 2 turnover, 4 personal fouls, 69.6% true shooting. Like I said, Stewie is one of those people where you can't really stop her. You can only slow her down. So I think we tried. We had moments where we were able to. So I'll take what I can get. We fouled her a little bit too much. She got to the free throw line, capitalized off of that. Had some really good moments on defense. So I feel like it's a strong performance from her. We did what we could. So we left with the win. That's the most important thing. I will say that. But Stewie's just a great two-way player. She makes it look easy. She gets in the paint. She does the dirty work. She plays really good defense. So she definitely carried the Liberty, and it's a huge reason why they were in the game. You guys know I have a lot of respect for Stewie. You guys know that I have joined Liberty FC and I'm watching a lot of the games. So just shout out to Stewie for the effort that she continually gives to this team and how easy she makes it look. Now, let's talk about Sabrina. So she played 33 minutes, had 14 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, no steal, 1 block, 33.3% from the field, 5 for 15 shooting, 207 from 3, 2 for 2 free throws, 4 turnover, backbreaking, 3 personal foul, and 44.1% true shooting, So yeah, the first half she was like 0-7 from the field. Like I said, I thought AZ played really good defense on her and stuff. I think Zaza had moments. I think Paige had moments. So I think we just made her uncomfortable. We made her take stuff that she didn't want to take generally throughout the game. And also, I just think that she had good looks. Like she took 7 threes. She had some wide open threes, and those just did not go in. So she just did not shoot it well. And like I said, it's a lot of similar critiques that I have about Enrique, and just about the fact that she's not consistent and she's streaky, and that's Stewie votes her out in the games because it's true. So yeah, she tried to find other ways to impact, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Her defense is terrible though, so she got... Now on to Jonquil Jones in this game. So she played 32 minutes, she had 17 points, 12 rebounds, and she had 2 assists, no steal, 2 block, 54.5% from the field, 6 for 11 shooting, 3 of 6 from 3, 2 for 2 free throws, 4 turnover, 4 personal foul, and 71.5% true shooting in this one, So she finished with a decent game, but again, it's just, I feel like she never gives her all. Like, you be seeing her stats, and it's like, how do we get this? Like, she does just enough, but yeah, I don't even know how to describe describe. Like, if you watch the games, you know what I'm talking about with her and everything. But still, like, you let Jessica Shepard basically have a triple-double in your head. Like, these are things that you have to reconcile with. So I'll say those things. Beck Gardner, 26 minutes played. She had 4 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, no block, 0% from the floor. I don't know why he started her. That was a joke. Marine, 21 minutes played, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, no block, 28% from the floor. It's the same thing with Marine. When her shots don't go in, she's not impactful, and her defense is terrible as well. So I just don't like her minutes. Honshu, 8 minutes played, she had 2 points, 3 rebounds, and that's it. 33% from the floor. So Astia, 23 minutes played, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, no steal, no block, 50%. Like I said, Astia is very predictable. You know that she's gonna drive, so you just cut that off. And then she's not confident in her jump shot. It's not even that bad, and her defense is terrible. But Naja played 15 minutes and only had 1 assist. I'm going to give her some grace because this is the first game she's played in a bit. He doesn't play her. And so I can tell she was rusty, but I'm not going to put that on her. I'm going to put that on him because I think she's a good player and he doesn't have faith in her. It's just, I don't know. Carrera, 5 minutes, only 1 assist, and Beck Allen, 4 minutes, and recorded no stats. Maley did not play, Fatu didn't play, Satu didn't play, my Satu stop league specialist a lot, and then the only fee which was out with the left foot soreness. Now we look at the box score. Okay, so first quarter 18-20, second quarter 29-11, third quarter 22-23, and fourth quarter is going to be 19-23. Ultimately, Dallas Wings win this game 88-77. Biggest leads, we had a 16 lead in the second, and they had a 7 lead in the second. Then we see runs. We had a 33-11 run in the first quarter of the second. The Liberty had a 16-5 run in the third quarter, and the Liberty also had a 12-4 run in the fourth quarter. Best player streaks, Jessica Shepard was 6 and Sabrina was 7. Now we look at the head-to-head metrics. Okay, so we shot 35 for 76 from the field, 46.1%, no AZ FUD, 6 for 23 from 3, 26.1%. My cousin's birthday, mind you, so the threes weren't hot. 12 for 12 from the free throw line, 100%. 11 turnovers in this one, which, it's too many, but we kept it lower than them. 43 rebounds, so we out-rebounded. Like I said, that was going to be key in my preview. 29 assists, so we out-assisted, 5 block, 28 defensive rebound, 10 offensive rebound, and then we had 18 points off turnovers. 44 points in the paint, 11 fast breaker transition points, 15 second chance points, 3 steals, and 17 personal fouls. For the Liberty, they shot 26 for 65 from the field, 40%, 5 for 26 from 3, 19.2%, 20 for 22 from the free throw line, 90.9%, 14 turnovers committed in this one. They had 39 rebounds, 16 assists, 4 blocks, 27 defensive rebound. They had 7 offensive rebound, and then they had 9 points off turnovers. And then 42 points in the paint, 14 fast breaker transition points, 11 second chance points, 3 steals, and 18 personal fouls. So now on to my overall takeaways on this game. First of all, thank you to everyone who joined me for my live stream on my other account today. Like I said, I tried to go live on this account. There were so many issues and stuff like that. So that's what happened. I would like to go live on this account. I'm going to try to figure it out. I will upload the live on my YouTube channel, Anastasia25, probably sometime tomorrow or something, but the live will come out. So thank you guys for showing up. So basically what had happened in this game, I felt like to start, we did some good stuff. Jessica Shepard got that layup at the beginning, and then she was hot. So we just kept feeding her, and they kept leaving the paint open this entire game, basically. So we're going to keep feasting off of that, And I like that we adjusted because, number one, the threes weren't falling. So then we got in the paint more, and the paint pretty much was food. Jessica Shepard triple-double, like I said, player of the game. So she did her thing. Awak had a really strong showing. I think Land's box score doesn't do justice to how good I felt like she was in this game offensively, defensively. So those three were a huge part in us winning this game, and it really was a game for the bigs. And they were fantastic because they're smart, they're high IQ, they can space the floor. And hit some great shots for us. So I was just really happy with that as well. And then also we adjusted because, like I said, they double teamed Paige. And so when Paige was double teamed, you give the ball to Jess, you let her run the offense. And so we were able to do that. And that's just something that's great. You know what I mean? Because like Paige said, every game is going to call for something different. Some games, should be on ball more. Some games should be off ball more. And that's kind of what this game was. So adjusting to that, you know what I mean? And like I said, even though it wasn't Paige's best day from the field, I felt like she did a really great job on defense. I was really pleased with her defensive effort. We had like 7 rebounds, 6 assists. So she just found a lot of other ways to contribute. Like I said, AZ's second half was really good. She hit she was perfect from the field, 3 for 3 in the fourth quarter. So, I think that she finished with a decent game offensively and stuff. She had 3 assists, is making great reads. She had 2 steals, and her defense is really strong, especially on Sabrina. So I was happy with that. And the way that they be playing defense together and stuff is great. And then also the connectivity they be having with like Awak and Jess. And Land, it's just something that's great to see. So I think that was something that was really important for us in the game. You know what I mean? And so something that's encouraging for me in this game is, even though it wasn't Paige's best night offensively, we still found a way to win the game. You know what I mean? Because it's like usually like last season, like that wouldn't be the case. You know, we wouldn't win. So, you know, it's just nice that we had people step up and chip in. You know, I think that that's something important and stuff. And I think defensively, we made them uncomfortable enough. They were not able to get to what they wanted to get to. We forced them to take contested shots and just had them in a blender and stuff. And I think one of the things that did them in was that big run that we went on, like a 33-11 run. Like we were feasting. They kept making mistakes. They weren't making shots and stuff. They were turning it over. And then also John Quell had like 2 or 3 offensive fouls back to back with those illegal screens. So every time they got it back, you keep turning it back over to us. And then we were making good on that, you know. So I feel like that was important. We out rebounded, like I said, which is really going to be key in this game. We shot better from the field. We shared the basketball better than we have been. We capitalized at the free throw line. They still have more free throws, and I feel like they were getting away with reach-ins the entire game, you know, and those things were not being called. So didn't appreciate those things at all. We had less turnovers. I think I mentioned that. More blocks. So yeah, I just think that we came up big in like a lot of the important stats, and I'm happy that we adjusted with that 15-second chance points and all those other things. So yeah, I think that those are the biggest things for why we win the game. I'm happy that we have won the series. You know, we have one more game, but we've won the first 2. So, you know, hey, I'll take that. And yeah, so I think that's something there. I think with them, the entire game plan was to just take Paige and AZ out of the game, which it is for pretty much every single team. But because of that, you're leaving Jessica Shepard open in the paint, and they were terrible defending her in the paint. And then also with, like I said, Lan and what is it called? Like all walks contributions as well. So like that's kind of what the problem was. That our guard defense is so terrible in Sabrina and Marine and also in Astier that they can't guard us one-on-one, because if you do that, like they're just gonna fry you. So they have to switch the bigs onto the guards and stuff as well. And so again, like that leads to situation that I said as well. So yeah, I feel like his rotations didn't make any sense. Again, why do you start Gardner in this game and not going with somebody like Bednaja makes no sense. Obviously, I think not having Leonie Fibic hurt them in this game, especially defensively. No Sawtoo hurt them because she fried us the first time. So I think them not having those two, like definitely hurt them and stuff. And I think that there was still points where they were in this game, but I think you just make too many mistakes. You know what I mean? And I think that that's kind of what it comes down to. And Chris DeMarco's timeouts and execution and stuff, like he has to have those moments. But I think a big problem with this team is basically like Stewie is the only one that I know that I can count on. I just feel like everybody else be so inconsistent. John Cole chooses when she wants to care, and then in the paint, she's food defensively. You know what I mean? So when you don't come through on those things, and whenever you don't care, and whenever you pick and choose to show up and everything, I think that is a big problem. So it's like Stewie's be out there alone on defense, you know, because it's like nobody else for the most part on the team can defend. So like she be out there alone. They don't be helping her enough. He's asking her to bring up the ball a lot. He's asking her to be the number 1 option. He's asking her to be there big on defense. And it's just, who else can you trust? So I think that that's kind of the problem and stuff. So yeah, I think they started off by making us uncomfortable first. You know what I mean? And then we started making them uncomfortable. And we started finding other ways to make them pay, got it in a transition game, so we did enough on both sides, and with the rebounding and stuff as well. Obviously, I still think that we have things that we need to improve on as a group. You guys already knew that was coming. Just generally, I feel like we can be better, because our half court in the beginning, it was really bad, and they were really pressuring us. And then we slowed down, and we figured it out, and then we started to kind of do our thing, and we got out of it. So, you know, having to be better at those things, and just like generally, y'all know. Another thing is get a Rika out the team, the same thing, because it's like, I swear, there's times where she's on the court, and when they just start playing like she's not there and everything, and don't get her the ball, you see how much better that this offense is and everything. And I feel like part of the reason why people are not realizing why Rika is such a problem is because we keep winning the games. So I think that is definitely part of it as well. But yeah, his rotations were very questionable as well. It made me want to pull my hair out and everything. Land with the minutes restriction. I wish he could have played more, but I forgot that had happened and everything. So yeah, like we're just, you know, a matchup that's really difficult for them to deal with, because our guards just demand so much attention. Glad we found other ways to win and everything. Also, I will say Stewie literally pushing the ref and that not being called was actually crazy, and they got away with some reach-ins and some other stuff, which I wasn't happy about. But we got it done, so I'm happy with that. Also, some quick promo, the YouTube channel, Anastasia25, all my videos on here, on my other account will be here, and the live that I went on will be here, so subscribe to that for more. Let me know what you guys think down below of the game, though, but that is my thoughts.